Hey, Shalom. Following your show. Welcome again, The Rock. Just want to let me know, before I start the video, that there will not be a live stream tonight. Taking some time off with the family, enjoying the start of Shabbat. So for those that are usually tuning in to my live stream on the start of Shabbat, I will not be doing one tonight. But I will be picking it up next week. And we're in my hoop house right now, and you can see we got things back there. We just got stuff growing in. The gourds died off in the frost that we had a couple weeks ago, but you can still see the greens coming in back there. And we also have orange trees back there. You know, we got our normal greens. We got garlic in there. But we got we got some figs. We have like 20 fig trees here, but I'm learning to propagate my own figs. So there's one success, and then we have some mulberry. We have lavender and rosemary. And these are orange trees. We actually have orange trees in here. And then you see some more greens back there. We have aloe vera back there. We got the Swiss chard. We have kales inside of here. We have more rosemary, more turmeric in here. Our construction bamboo is rooting well. Next year we will be transferring that into a different part of our property to grow bamboo that we will be using for construction. We got a lot of stuff growing here. We got more elderberries doing well, and then more lavender. And then we also have our moringa trees died back. They didn't die, they died back in the frost, and they'll be coming back next year. That's not the point of this video, though. The point of this video, which we will be talking about next week, is the Proverbs 31 woman. I just want to give a little bit of a clue. You know, first I would ask if you are going to participate in the stream next week, next Shabbat, not today, next Shabbat. Read Proverbs 31. I see a lot of sisters who post up Proverbs 31 woman. In the start of that in verse 10, I believe it is, which I just talk about the virtuous woman or the capable woman, the capable wife. First of all, she's a wife. The first thing it starts off with is wife. When you read it in the New Revised Standard Version or in the Aramaic, I mean not the Aramaic, the scriptures, it talks about a capable wife. King James did a good job doing a virtuous woman. Just took out the wife. And you know it has to do with her being a wife because it starts off with the heart of her husband safely trusts in her. You got women today who run around calling themselves a virtuous woman. They ain't got no husband. Now, if you're a widow, you were married, your husband died, you would count as a virtuous wife. But we got today women who are single, talking about they're a virtuous woman, which translates to a capable wife. How are you a capable wife without a husband? And if you actually read the rest of the chapter, it talks about her responsibilities as a wife, not as a single mother, not as a single woman, not as a I don't need no man. It talks about her. How do you say you don't need no man, but then you go and say you're a Proverbs 31 woman? We have to get rid of that idea of a Proverbs 31 woman. We need to start calling it a Proverbs 31 wife, because that whole section is about her taking care of the household, which is his household, the husband's household, not her doing her own thing. And if you actually read that chapter, you know, or read the rest of it, you also see that the woman was into preparedness. If you read the context of a lot of those, you know, she has things for her family when it's winter time. She considers this. She prepares this. She's ready for this. If you read the chapter, you'll see that she was prepared for many things. We miss that today. We have cars driving down the road. Proverbs 31. Person single. Person doesn't want to be covered. And I think that what happens is that people get, you know, especially sisters, y'all get caught up in a lot of the buying part. See, she considered a field. Yeah, but for who? Did she consider a field for herself? No, she was always doing the things that were good for her household. The household was a consideration. Whose house? Her house? No, her husband's house. His household. That's why, if you read it in context, the first verse, she's far more precious than rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts in her. Everything after that is an indicator of why his heart trusts in her. It's not independent of it. Everything that's read after that is showing why his heart safely trusts in her. If you look behind the word virtuous, I suggest you do, or capable wife, read behind it, you'll see a lot of telling things. And gotta start asking ourselves the question, are we reading what we want to read and seeing what we want to see and feeling what we want to feel, or are we actually going to go based off what the Bible says? Why do we keep redefining what the book says and making it fit us? We're lazy, we'll call ourselves a hardworking person. We don't obey what the book says, we'll say we obey it. We're always trying to redefine what the Bible is saying to fit where we are in our lives instead of fitting where we are into what the book says, and repenting and changing and turning from the ways that we have learned. Proverbs 31 is completely opposed to the independent, strong woman. Completely opposed to that. In other words, you cannot be. And when I mean by strength, the strength that she shows, it says that she's strong in that section. That strength is she's showing that in regards to her household, in regards to her husband's household, her household. They're one flesh, so what is his becomes hers. And the Bible says that because of how she is, literally, he is praised at the gates and can sit with the elders. Her demeanor, how she carries herself, is in such a way that it esteems him. What about my esteem? You're getting your esteem when you esteem him. By the respect, by the honor that you give. People look at you and say, whoa. It says there are many excellent women, but not like her. Not like her. That's a few and far between type of woman. Not in every day you see her because she has a Prada and a Dolce and Gabbana purse and a Coach purse. I'm a Proverbs 31 because you got a Mercedes-Benz, you a Proverbs 31, got nothing to do with that. If you largely look at that as talking about the woman that's following her husband. And a lot of people don't like that part. But you cannot be a Proverbs 31 woman without one. Unless he died. Go read it for yourself. See if I'm wrong. See what it starts off with. Then tell me, why are we being bamboozled and flabbergasted by a bunch of lies? Again, we'll talk about that next week. This week, I'm going to enjoy the women that strive for virtue. Strive for righteousness. And the children that are so awesome. I'm going to spend time with them this Shabbat. Bless y'all. I hope you are spending time with your families as well. I hope you're cracking open that Bible, opening it up, teaching your family, teaching your wives, teaching your children, and you're not depending on some pastor to teach for you. You're not waiting on some man to go and teach your family. That's your job, brothers. That's our job as men. Don't forsake that job. That's one of the things, when society tells us, well, you're supposed to provide. You do know that teaching them this word is providing. You do know that, right? Teaching them, raising them, being an example. That is raising them. It's not just about, can you bring home a fat paycheck? Because many, many households are going straight into the pit. And the households have tons of money, but they don't have Yah. And they don't even know who Yahshua is. Bless y'all. Have a blessed Shabbat. I'm going to finish this up. Shalom.